Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all depending on the time we're reaching you guys. Welcome back to our channel. So good to have you guys back here again. And thank you once again for your continuous and massive support to this channel. God bless you. We really appreciate your support. Yes, guys, as always, we're back again with latest and most authentic happenings in the country. Governors contribute to election violence. AK-47 is not cheap. Adams Oshiomohle maintains. This one is quite interesting. This one is coming from a former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomohle. We know 2023 election is not long to go now, and the politics is getting heated, really. A lot of movement here and there. Campaigning activities have commenced. INEC has given the cue for political parties that they can commence. We know PDP, they've done theirs, they flagged off on their campaigning activities. LP has done the same. But anyway, this surprising one is coming from Adams Oshiomohle in the midst of everything going on right now, that governors contribute to election violence. We know INEC has promised that they are in talks with the security personnel to ensure a free and fair election, because that is one of the things that scares citizens, Nigerians, residents to come out, to come and cast their vote. No one wants to go out to cast their vote, and at the end of the day, something happens to them. Politicians are fond of carrying thugs around. They all have thugs. They have their thugs. They have their. So Shomole had this now when he was governor of Edo State. So I believe he's talking from experience that this AK-47 is not cheap. It's not just citizens, the electorate. They don't just go buy AK-47. That's they have what he means in essence. What he's saying is that these people, they have sponsors, those who are bankrolling them, those who are actually helping them carry out all of these activities. Well, we'll bring you all of the details in a bit to this shocking revelation that Adams Oshiomohle has just revealed. We'll bring all of that to you in a bit. But before we do, guys, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Click on the like button, and if it's your first time here, you're very welcome. Please hit on the subscribe button. God bless you. Now to the news. Adams Oshiomohle, former governor of Edo State, says political leaders must support the efforts of security operatives in ensuring the 2023 elections are violence-free. He said the security challenges in Nigeria are not novel and can only be tackled through collaborative efforts of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), political leaders, and security agencies. The Deputy Director General of the All Progressive Congress (APC) presidential campaign spoke on Tuesday during the Citizens Elections Dialogue hosted by YIGA Africa and the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) in partnership with Channels TV. Police sending 2 or 10 men to a location doesn't necessarily guarantee security. I've been a victim of election rigging, which was why I launched One Man, One Vote, because if it's about survival of the fittest, people like me can't get elected, Oshiomohle said. The ingredients of free and fair elections don't just lie with INEC. Escorting the materials to make sure they are not hijacked by hoodlums is a function of security, and the president has a duty to ensure that the security forces are not only briefed, that they mustn't be partisan, but that they have the support and logistics they need to discharge their responsibilities. But we must also know that we, political leaders, have a role to play. If I go to my polling unit and say, it is not a do or die affair, let the people vote freely, and Dino Melaye says the same thing in his unit, our followers will not resort to violence. Oshiomohle added that governors contribute to violence recorded on election days, adding that the weapons used by disruptors cannot be easily obtained. When I was a governor, and I mean this, you can ask former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, I did say at a meeting at the villa that sometimes governors contribute to election violence because AK-47 is not as cheap as buying akara, he said. And when you see many young men who are unemployed wielding AK-47s, who is providing them? So the political leadership has a responsibility. We need to take that responsibility. If 500 voters choose to resort to violence, how many policemen do you want to deploy? Let us accept that as political parties, we agree that in the course of the campaigning, at every point, we must emphasize that this election is about freedom to choose, and that is what is more important in the process, not even the outcome. Let us resort to telling our leaders that they must preach violent, free elections. I insist that all of us here have a duty. Nigeria is much more than the subtotal of all the political parties. Adams Oshiomohle has just, it's a valid point, anyways, that AK-47 is not cheap. That is very true. It is not cheap. You don't just walk out and just purchase it. It's not same amount of akara like he rightly used. It's expensive. So who is bankrolling all of these thugs? Who is bankrolling them? So what he's saying is part of the campaign council of the All Progressive Congress. And during one of their meetings, he was saying that if all the political parties can come together and take a stand that we're not going to use violence, because we know that this violence they are using, it looks like the highest bidder, those who can use federal might, the ones that are now using federal might, how they will supply, how the AK-47 gets into the hands of all of these thugs. It's not new. This is what characterizes the elections in the country, even by elections, governorship election, and this one we're talking about presidency. And the desperation of politicians will not let them do the right thing. A lot of them are desperate. Adams Oshiomohle has said that it's about freedom of vote. The people should be allowed to vote for who they want. They should not be intimidated, because that's one other thing that these politicians they do. They come out to intimidate the electorate. Intimidation. They use intimidation, use all of these things to scare people away so that they can manipulate the result. They can move things around. It's so unfortunate. Well, we know at this very particular time in the country is in need of change desperately. The security system is down. The economy itself is down. Nothing is functioning. Even the healthcare sector is down. The institutions, the education sector is down. Schools have been on strike. Universities have been on strike, going 7 months now. So we need a change, and to be able to do this, we need to be given an atmosphere where we can come out freely to come and vote without being intimidated. Well, guys, let's hear your own thoughts. Leave us your take, guys. Thank you once again for staying tuned, and please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again with more updates. Bye for now.